Hello, I'm Emma. I'm at the Balkan Forum office here in Pristina, Kosovo, and I'm joined with Ioanna from 100 Mentors in Athens, Greece. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's great to talk to you.
Great. So I just wanted you to first start off by introducing who you are and your organization, and tell us a little bit about programs that you're doing, what you've done over the past of your organization. What are your priorities?
Right. So as I said, my name is Ioanna. I'm the head of educational partnerships for 100 Mentors. 100 Mentors is a tech for good company that has created software that allows mentees to connect to mentors from around the world. And the way that we do that is by putting the question and inquiry-based learning at the center of our software. So we want to encourage people to ask questions, whether this is about career orientation, education and knowledge, or as ways of becoming active citizens in their countries and their regions. And we're connecting them to mentors that can provide them answers, insights, and multiple perspectives on very important topics, from climate change to education to exponential technologies. So we're currently connecting young people from 17 different countries. That's about 22,000 young people across the world to about 4,000 experts and role models that can answer their questions.
So are you working mainly with individuals or organizations, small businesses? Who are you trying to educate and connect with mentors?
So we started out working with schools, in particular young people that are around the age where they're considering their career choices. We're now expanding to non-formal learning environments. So we're seeing a lot more communities, NGOs, and organizations that are looking for ways to connect with their own mentors network or broaden the horizons of the people that they're serving. And that can be anywhere from a private school to a public school or an underserved community. We're looking at causes such as women empowerment. We're looking at remote areas, especially in Greece. And we're trying to give opportunities for these people to be able to connect to knowledge and role models that they would never have access to otherwise. We are definitely seeing a lot of institutions and companies that are looking to be part of that effort and supported by putting their own knowledge and their own know-how and their own members into the process of being mentors and answering sort of these very important questions and topics.
That's fantastic. What is some of the response you've gotten so far? Are there any particular individuals that you can think of, or people that have gone through this mentorship program? And what are their experiences and reactions?
So I think something that has been very touching for us is seeing the reaction of the educators. So we obviously conduct a lot of receive a lot and collect a lot of feedback, and we're always hearing very enthusiastic feedback about how much more engaged the students and the mentees in the classrooms are. We've heard incredible stories of young people kind of shifting their perspective about what their future careers could be. We're also seeing we're seeing it also in the, for us, the software and our work itself is the guiding light. So we're seeing the questions change and become more and more inquisitive, and that for us is a sign that it is possible to sort of develop the ability of young people to stay curious and be inquisitive and connect with the world and connect with issues of media literacy and critical thinking in a much more sort of aware kind of way. So it's been really great to have that feedback from educators and to see all these questions, because the software is video based, to see all the questions of these 22,000 young people coming in and showing us the way of what are the topics that are really at the forefront of young people's minds right now.
So they're even helping you guide and develop, it sounds like, your program as well, to help meet their needs and what they're really looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a great team that pays a lot of attention to the questions that are coming in, and the topics are set by the communities that are using the software. So we are there to facilitate these discussions. They're the ones who are setting the agenda around climate change. They're the ones who are picking topics on media literacy. They're the ones who are asking questions about about how policy works, or how conflict and war are affecting global politics. So we are there to just be the channel for that curiosity. So we've had recently schools send in a lot of questions around fake news and the role of social media. So that to us shows us that there is a society out there, and especially the young generation, that are very concerned about these topics, very concerned about the role of technology, very concerned about what their workplace is going to look like in the future. And we are just happy that we can be that facilitator that is allowing these big conversations to happen and to ripple across classrooms and communities.
Yeah, it's really needed. So within this, have you been able to collaborate with other civil society actors or participate in a joint initiative somehow?
Yes, absolutely. So apart from the schools, we work with NGOs to focus around specific communities or topics that are of interest to us. So for example, in Greece, we have a partnership with Tipping Point, and they're using our software to give access to public schools across Greece, particularly remote areas, to this opportunity for career orientation and diversifying their role models and mentors for the future. We work with the Princess Trust in a partnership that has to do with unemployment and employability of young people, and these are just some of the examples and partnerships that to us are very aligned with our mission. That how can you use technology for good? How can you use the software to develop critical thinking, to give a more varied vision to young people of what their future can be like? And so it's
benefits towards within these collaborations. So rather than working on your own, reaching out and becoming involved with these other NGOs, how have you benefited? How have the individuals benefited from it?
What we've definitely seen is that for us, it's a great way to reach out and engage very specific causes with people that are expert in that cause. So, if you're looking to connect with public schools and you're working with an organization that fully understands what the needs are, then that enhances our own ability to deliver. We are also seeing that these partnerships bring in, we have a pool of mentors, but these pool of mentors get combined with the pools of mentors of the organizations that we're working with. So that means that the examples and the discussions and the topics that are being brought will be a lot more specific, and it's not just a generic set of answers that young people are getting. And it's also helping our geographical reach. Obviously, we're based in Athens, but we want to make sure that our software is being used as broadly as possible, and that as many people as possible have access to this inquiry-based approach to how they deal with large topics. So having these partnerships is helping us be specialized and geographically broad at the same time. And that's a huge advantage of having partners that align with your mission and sort of help you reach your goals.
So within this, are there any challenges that your organization is facing? What hurdles do you need to overcome, or what have you overcome in the past? Do you see any obstacles towards what you're trying to do?
In terms of collaborating, or in general with our mission?
Both, whether collaborating or just within your organization. Have you had to overcome any challenges getting this off the ground or progressing more?
I mean, yes, absolutely. Any initiative, any startup goes through its growing pains. I think for collaboration, for us, it's about finding the right partners, and we will spend a lot of time kind of identifying how we align with an organization. And then it is about very practical things. We have a joint mission, we have a joint goal. How do we get there? And making sure that there is very clear a very clear partnership with very clear distribution of responsibilities, which is always something that we like to set from the get-go, so there is no confusion in the process. As an organization ourselves, as a company and a startup, I think you go through different phases, and for us the mission has always been, how do we give access to mentorship and this sort of inquisitiveness and curiosity to as many people as possible. So we've gone through a lot of different iterations of the software and the features and the who do we reach out to, and are we starting with with private schools? Are we starting with public schools? Are we starting with non-formal environments? So a lot of thinking has to go around the strategy, and at the same time allowing the technology to sort of guide us through this, because we have a fantastic IT team that is building this software that has all these very flexible uses.
Well done. That's amazing to really go through that process and develop. And it sounds like you guys are really open to taking on board the people you're working with to help form, and meet the needs that they have.
No, absolutely. I think that we try and be as open as possible to our collaborators, but also to the team itself and what each person and their expertise can bring to the table, and how that can contribute to a final product that works really well.
So if anyone wants to contact you or get involved, have a website or social media, how can we go about that? And is it open to the Western Balkans or just there?
So yes, we have a website, which is www.100mentors.com. 100 is 100. And we have an active social media presence, and they can just reach out and contact us and email us through there. We are very open to the Balkans for the following reason. For Greece, it is our neighborhood, and we've had a lot of political developments that have happened over the past year in terms of where we stand compared to that neighborhood. So for young people to be able to connect across that region is a goal that very much aligns with what we're doing, which is about young people being able to express their questions and sort of tackle important issues. And there's a lot of important issues to discuss in the region. So it's an area that geographically we're definitely looking at, and we would love to sort of see partnerships and expansion in that direction.
Thank you so much, Ioanna. It was a pleasure to talk to you today and learn more about your work that you're doing.
Thank you very much. It was great to talk to you too.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you for having me.